I'm Stephanie, I'm 25 years old and I'm living with HIV. I was diagnosed in September of 2020. Yeah, just at the start of October I actually got my results, so still fresh. I got a call the night before regarding my blood test results from my doctor, and she had called to say, can you come in tomorrow morning? And I'm sitting there just frantically going, oh my God, I have to go into the doctor's office. What's this going to be about? Especially in lockdown, you know, no one went anywhere. So I ended up going to the doctor's office and she sat down with me and she told me what it was, which was my HIV. I remember, this is something I'm never going to forget. You know, I feel like this is definitely the biggest thing for me, was sitting there, hearing those words and being in complete shock, being completely numb head to toe, emotionally and physically. And the first thing that ran through my mind that I actually asked my doctor was, like Freddie Mercury? And I look back at that now and obviously I can giggle to myself because, you know, no one's first thought should really be that, but yeah, the first thing that really come through my mind was, oh my God, I've got AIDS. You know, thinking that I didn't know what HIV was at the time, but I knew that it was like AIDS, you know, so instantly you're thinking that, oh my God, all these things I've been thinking for so long, I'm dying, you know, so to hear that from your doctor and then let alone sit there with your own anxiety, overthinking to yourself is probably the scariest thing, yeah. My doctor instantly got me on to my nurse, who was actually working at the Alfred in the ID clinic that I still see regularly. And I actually talked to her on the phone that day that I was diagnosed, sitting in that office, organising, you know, going in there and, you know, her assuring me that I'm not dying, that I don't have AIDS, which is just great, because at the time that's all you're thinking about. And she really helped calm me down in that moment, because my doctor, though she knew what HIV was, you know, I can imagine sitting there as a doctor, as a profession, just sitting there going, you have HIV, but I don't know how to comfort you. But I feel like my doctor did say the right things, you know, and was comforting, saying, you know, she did say to me sitting there, don't worry about my next appointments, you sit there, you take your time to absorb this. And that there, you know, looking back at that was just like, wow, you know, this isn't just a doctor that will tell you your diagnosis and then, hey, see you later, out the door, I got another appointment. Like, she didn't do that, which was just amazing. I felt very lucky to be able to sit there and take my time, even if it was for 10 minutes, to sit there in shock and have a good cry. You know, I had her there. She didn't need to say anything. She kind of just showed it. Everything in that aspect that I needed, even through Thorn Harbour Health, has been there since day dot for me, and I'm very grateful, very grateful. The biggest thing that I've learned about HIV after being diagnosed is it's more common than I thought it would be. You know, especially in this day and age, you know, you instantly think back to the 80s and the 90s where it was this giant pandemic. And though it still is, it's just not talked about as much. But, you know, I didn't realise how broad and big it is in terms of other people until, you know, even I'd met other people, and knowing that there's a community out there with other women, other people, it's huge. And it's amazing how supportive these people are, no matter what age you are going through what you're going through, because at the end of the day, you're all going through the same thing, you know? And yeah, that's something that definitely still gets me to this day, where it's like, oh my God, wow, it's come such a long way since then. You know, and a lot of people say that, but until you really sit down and personally watch a documentary or watch a movie or talk to this person, you don't realise it, but it's absolutely phenomenal. I think it's something people should care about because it's very stigmatised. You know, I've only learnt as much as I have in the last year, but from what I've heard or seen or read, it's very brushed off. And I feel like it's important to really share that experience or really share that knowledge around a lot of people, and I think that's really important to do, hence why I'm here today.